Hey guys, we're starting once again. I'm so excited because today I have a great opportunity to talk with amazing Kimberly Quinlan. So let's try to add Kim. Happy you joined to this live stream. Let me know, how are you doing? I hope you're fine. Okay, invite Kimberly. Okay, I can see your request. Go live with Kimberly. Fingers crossed. Once again, accept. Oh, I hate Instagram sometimes. Accept once again. Please wait with us. Sometimes it happens. Instagram problems, but we will figure it out. Yeah, I can see you, that your request is here, but I'm trying to accept this. Sometimes Instagram is weird. Guys, let us know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I'm still trying to accept your request, Kim. Okay, let's do this once again. Invite. Accept. Yeah, we got this. Finally.
How are you?
Hey, wait a second. I put my earplugs. I wish to say that I'm okay, but it's pretty hard. Yeah, going through divorce is really hard.
Yeah.
But I know I can handle it, and I know I'm stronger than I think, and it would be definitely too hard for me a few months ago, but now I think I can go through this with my values, and yeah. So
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're here because our last live stream was probably 1 year ago.
No way.
Yeah, I think so. Before Chicago.
Oh, I guess you're right. I feel like that was not that long ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really
Mm.
excited to see you again. And
Yeah.
I'm also so excited because in 9 days I'm going to Australia.
I heard that. Tell
Yeah.
me all about it. So exciting.
Yeah, so we're planning doing few events with Lee,
Mm-hmm.
with OCDWA, and I also
Yes.
hope that I will be able to join OCDW Australia meet and greet with you
Yes.
co-hosting with Lee. So I will be
Yes.
probably on a plane, but I think I can join. I hope so.
Yes. So we at OCDWA, we do, Lee hosts a support group for folks on, it's Saturday for her, it's Friday evening for people in the United States. And it's just a lovely group of people.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
happy about that, and I am so happy that we can meet again in a few days.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy for you too. What are we focusing on today? I'm curious. I don't know if we made a plan.
Yeah, we talked that we are going to talk about rumination and how to break
Mm,
rumination cycle. So I think this is a really good timing because few weeks ago, I think, yeah, maybe 3 weeks ago, I talked about mental compulsions with Lauren,
hmm
and guess what? Today, delivery guy bring me this.
Oh, yay! I love it.
So, Lauren Rosen and forward by Kimberly Quinlan. So I'm so excited, just in time, and I'm so happy to have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hang on. Am I still there? Is my face still there? I can't see it.
yeah, I can see you.
Okay. For some
Yeah,
reason I can't, but it's fine. I don't need to.
yeah, but you can see me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Lauren wrote a beautiful book. It's such a great book. And it's perfectly timing in terms of talking about rumination. While rumination is more broad than just mental compulsions, if you have OCD, the mental compulsion workbook for OCD is incredible.
yeah, and I am going to take this to Australia, and I will have
Mm.
24 hours on a plane to read this.
You know, to be honest, when I'm on a plane is when I read the most because I can get through, because there's nothing to distract me, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, Kim, I'm so happy that you're here, and
Mm.
we can start a conversation about this really important topic because we both know that rumination is something invisible. It's not easy to see it, and for OCD sufferers, it's also really hard to see the difference between rumination and thinking or solving a problem.
Yes. Yes. So rumination, we often think we are problem solving. But often because of the nature of anxiety, anxiety wants us to solve what's technically called the unsolvable. And so for folks, again, so for folks with anxiety, when we have anxiety and we have uncertainty, we are often really intelligent people who want to fix it right away. And so we get stuck trying to solve the unsolvable. And that's when rumination comes in. It's actually not active problem solving, it is just sort of this loop that we go on round and around and around.
Yeah, it's about trying to find certainty in our own heads.
Yeah.
But it is so tricky because I remember when I ruminated for hours a day, I was ruminating for hours a day, 5, 6, 8 hours, and I felt this feeling of finding this solution, but this is so tricky because next time I did it again and again and again, and I perfectly knew it that this will not help me, but when I fall for this trap again, it is so hard to go out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's hard to go out, but it's not impossible to stop. And that's the thing I really want people to know is it it's goes against your natural default to solve. But with practice, the way I would like to explain it is like a bicep curl. It's when you have, let's say you pick up a heavy weight, it's really hard. That first rep is really hard, and you might shake and you
yeah,
might feel like you can't do that. But with practice, you can build strength around that thing, and it can become something that you have. Even some people will even say the more you practice, um, catching that you're doing the rumination and returning yourself back to being present, returning yourself back to being mindful, that's one rep. And the more reps you do, the easier and the more default that can become.
Yeah, I love this comparison because this is so important to understand that when we when we did compulsions for many, many years, we need time to retrain our brains to
Mm,
focus at the present moment. And yeah, I know it is so hard. But
hmm
if I started with ERP, I felt that this is barely possible to stop ruminating, especially when really, really hard trigger hits. Oh, Lee
mm,
is with us. Hey, Lee. And I think the more we practice, especially between therapy sessions, because this is so important,
yeah.
people really often forget about this and think that being 45 minutes on a session will enough. But this is not true because we have to practice the same as at the gym. Our brains are flexible
Yes.
and this is possible to retrain it and it is possible to stay present and live with our values.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I mean, it's not as just, and I would say is it's not as simple as just like stopping. Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh no, I just need to stop. It's not about grit and wrestling with stopping. It's often a very gentle, compassionate redirect to, like you said, like anything. It doesn't even, it could be the coffee you're drinking, it could be the computer screen that you're typing on. It doesn't matter. It's not that it has to be like you're redirecting to like this a joyous anxiety free moment. It's actually just, it's sort of like the ugly work, but of just redirecting to this moment, this present moment, instead of thinking about the future or thinking about the past.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I also can see right now, after after 3 years in therapy, that if I practice more and more, then I can see this moment when intrusive thought hits, and
Mm.
between this moment and between starting ruminating is a really small gap.
Yes,
A
yes.
really small. And sometimes I shared this for some to someone, and they told me that yeah, but how can I see this small gap? And I know for the first time it is barely possible to see this, but if we start to see this moment, we can focus on the present moment, and with time, this small gap is going is is growing, and
Yes, yes.
then we have more ability to focus on present moment and not engaging with compulsion, so with rumination.
Right. Yeah. I think, and that's the same exact example I use too, is that it's a small moment of like a crossroads. Like, and where if you have the awareness that you are ruminating, you could take a left, which is to continue ruminating, or right, which is again to redirect. It's called attention control training, which is to direct yourself to something or anything. Um, but that must be done with a sense of willingness to be uncomfortable. Because in that small gap, what you can do is instead of ruminating, you can instead just move to another way of white knuckling your
Mhm.
anxiety. And so we want to make sure that pivot is with openness and kindness, and curiosity and non judgment. Again, like if you're having it and you're like, okay, I'm not going to ruminate, but I'm going to focus on my breakfast. But man, I hate this and it's not fair and it's terrible. Your
Yeah,
still attention is on judging that negative thing, that experience.
yeah, absolutely agree with you. And I also can see progress in my personal life When I started focusing on one task that is really important at the moment, and all those other things are just distractions. And the same
Mm,
thing is with staying at the present moment. And it is, I think it is crucial to see this gap as soon as possible, because
mm.
if we start ruminating every single second of rumination, it is harder to go out of the loop,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
OCD builds a really good scenarios in our heads,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they feel
And
so real.
yeah, and I think that I was actually just talking with a client about this yesterday, is the more you look at something, the more distorted it gets too. So if you've done 5 minutes of rumination, but then done 10 minutes of rumination, the more deeper you get, the more you lose insight as to what is the reality.
Yeah.
Rumination is the best and fastest way to lose insight into what is real threat, because I always do the example right here on my wall. I have a whiteboard, and I'll write their name on the whiteboard, and I'll say, for 60 seconds I want you to stare at your name. And usually by 60 to 90 seconds they're like, it looks weird, it like doesn't look like my name anymore, it's sort of like
Yeah,
this
I
weird
know.
thing. Yeah. And that's what happens with rumination, is when you look at something for too long, it does get very distorted.
And also I think this is about our memory, because I usually can't remember, probably because I'm not present, but I can't remember what I ate yesterday for lunch. And when we start ruminating about something that we said probably 2 weeks ago, or a month ago, or one
Yes,
year
yes.
ago, this is so distracted, and
Yeah.
this is barely possible to see the reality
Hmm.
after the long period of time. And the same about future. When we ruminating about future, this is only our imagination, our intrusive
Hmm.
thoughts, and not the true.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, again, you lose insight. You really
Hmm.
do. And so, and again, when you start to try and solve, like, rumination is trying to solve the usual unsolvable. Because if it was solvable, you would just solve it and move on. Usually, if you're stuck on something for more than like 5 minutes, it's usually because it's unsolvable. There's no perfect way to fix this problem or solve this problem. And so, yeah, again, like, you're looping on you. There's a lot of radical acceptance that has to come with rumination, especially if you catch yourself doing it, of, I have to radically accept the imperfection of this not being solvable, that the feeling of uncertainty around it.
Yeah, and you know what? I think since few live streams, I started liking these trolls who are commented on live streams, because I really like to compare them to intrusive thoughts, and
Yes.
they can be destructive, but if I will focus it I am able to focus on the conversation, they are
Yes.
just distractions, nothing more.
No.
And then when I share my live streams, the comments disappeared. So this is not a big deal. And I think the same is about rumination, about being present at the moment and sit with uncertainty, because mm, yeah, this is uncomfortable. I I think it will be better that I will not see these comments, but it is about discomfort, and
Yeah.
this nothing changes. We are
No.
still amazing people. We have still our values, and this is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see any comments, so I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on back there, but no,
Good
it's
for you.
take a screenshot. I want to see. I don't, I mean, again, I think, again, it's funny. I was just having this conversation with a client yesterday. I rarely ever worry about people's anymore because I've built a really good relationship with letting people have their opinion. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
yeah, like, and again, it's like, it's sort of like, this is sort of the conversation we were having is at the end of the day, there is so much we don't have control over. At the end of the day, there is so much I can't control people's opinions of me. I can't control what people will think. I can't control how others will act. And so it's sort of this really beautiful thing alongside the rumination of just allowing same. I can't control what thoughts I'm going to have. I can't control whether I'll be anxious tomorrow. And when I let that be, with practice again, with reps again, that becomes really much easier.
Mhm.
That letting go becomes much easier. So yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think, yeah, we have one question from Andrew Godward. So I'm
Oh,
so
hi,
happy
Andrew.
Andrew is here with us.
One of the most amazing human beings on the planet.
Andrew and Lauren are amazing, and I met them in person in Berlin, and then
Oh,
they came here to Poland for OCD walk, and they helped me to organize the first OCD walk in Poland.
how cool is that? Hi, Andrew.
Yeah,
What was the
yeah.
question?
Uh, could you talk a bit about just stopping ruminating versus self-compassion and not having the skills to note until have the skills?
Well, I think of them as the same, because stopping rumination requires self-compassion, if I understand the question correctly. Um, and because it's not a perfect practice. I'm not perfect at it. I teach it. I have so many resources. We talk about it on the podcast, but it's not something you will be perfect at. There will be days where you're good at it and days where you won't. So as you catch the rumination, the first step, I always say self-compassion first always, is to give yourself permission to really suck at it. Like in every training that I do on this, I say, and people laugh, everyone in the comments laugh, is like, you're going to suck at this. Like, just get ready. Like, you're going to suck at this. And so I think that's a big part of the work. Like, it's letting it suck a bit, it's really allowing it to be a really hard process. And whether you're good at it or not. It has to start with that. And so then when you give yourself permission to suck at it, then there's no beating yourself up. You're just going to sort of peel off what you can, practice what you can. Um, that would be my first big thing. The second piece is, as I said in the self-compassion workbook for OCD, is we're looking here for a B minus effort, not an A plus effort. Because if you're going for an A plus, this perfect model, you will actually get more stuck. Like, we want a
Mhm.
B minus effort. We want it to be, a B minus. C plus is even good for me. Just whatever you can. That is a much more sustainable model than this idea of perfection.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I think this was the one of mistakes I made when I started with my Instagram because I thought that everything has to be perfect. And if reel or my meme uh, has no likes enough, it is something wrong with this, or people can't understand what I wanted to say. But now I don't care. So I still care, but not as much. And I
Mhm.
know that something that is under my reels are most important than being perfect.
Yeah.
And I think the same in recovery from OCD and the same about rumination, because if we are aware that we can make mistakes, we can fail, but it's still progress, small steps, because I know that stopping ruminating and seeing this small gap, is a big win. But then we have also to remember when we fall into this trap again, this is nothing wrong with this,
No.
and we shouldn't blame ourselves because of this, because
Yes.
you know uh, OCD recovery isn't linear, and if we understand this, we are a step before our OCD. Before,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's not a one and done. Rumination is not a one and done. It's something I say it's a skill for life. It's a skill that you will practice in all areas of your life, not just OCD. You'll practice it about doing your taxes. You'll practice it about managing the holidays. You'll do it about managing relationships. So it's not a one and done. It's actually, again, like a bicep curl in that it's something you strengthen over time. And you maintain the work. So you can't just do 20 bicep curls and that sticks. You have to maintain the action, and it does get easier.
yeah, and I think I can compare it for these live streams. I started, I think, 2 years ago. I was scared. I was so scared because there were so many what ifs before every
Yeah.
single live stream. What if people will not understand me? What if I say something stupid? And I was stressed and I was thinking about this, what could happen during live streams. And, with practice, now I know that I can be scared, but
Yes.
I know that I can't control everything. And if I don't understand something, I can just ask and I can be myself. So this is the same situation
Yeah.
when we speak about retraining our brain and
Yeah.
going out of this rumination OCD cycle.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. And I think also this is also a really important point because rumination and mental compulsions are often misunderstood. And that's because people can see this, they can think, oh, my mom is here. Hi, mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. So uh, people can think that we are worrying about something or we have a really bad day, but they can't see what is going on inside our
Mm.
heads. And
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
it's hard to explain them that we just can't stop thinking about something.
No.
This is a process and we need time to reprogram our brains.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can share with people, like we've got to educate our loved ones on how what it feels like and how we can get stuck. And that from a brain perspective, there is differences in the brain of people with OCD, and that explains why people get stuck. And that it's very hard to pump the brakes on intrusive thoughts and so forth. So absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I remember, our last live stream was about self-compassion, what is so important and so amazing to understand. And I think this is one of the things that we should remember because OCD tries to tell us that we are not enough, we are not worth enough, we failed every single time we engage with intrusive thoughts and we start ruminating. But this is not true. And when we will be able to be kind to ourselves, we can make a progress. And I'm so grateful for this live stream with you and
Mm,
for everything you're doing because this is amazing. And
mm,
for me, self-compassion with, mindfulness, staying present at the moment, it was, it were a great tools for making a step forward.
yeah. Yeah. It's the key to the work we do.
Yeah.
And we can do it on good days and bad days. We can do it
Yeah.
on the easy days and the hard days.
Yeah.
Mm,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Thank you
know
for
that.
having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. We know that this is hard to see this little gap, but I think we wish everyone to start seeing this small gap and then making step forward uh, towards better lives. Because this is
Yes.
possible. This is possible. It seems like
Yes.
it is not possible because this is so hard, but it is possible. But
Totally possible.
with hard work.
Yes. Totally possible.
Yeah, so thank
Yeah.
you so much, Kim. So once again,
Ah, yes. Lauren did an amazing job of her book. I'm so proud of her.
yeah, so I think I will read this. I'm sure I will read this on a plane.
Yeah.
So thank you once again for being
Yeah.
here, and
And I'll
I
talk to you
hope,
next Friday.
yeah, and I hope that finally we will be able to meet in person.
Yes, that would be so wonderful. That would be
Yeah.
so wonderful. Thank you for all the
Thanks.
work that you do. It's really impressive.
Oh, last question. What is the book? Mental Compulsions Workbook for OCD by Lauren Rosen.
Yes.
With forward, Kimberly Quinlan.
Yes. It was an honor. Yeah. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, and probably evening and night because
Oh, yes.
it's almost,
It's
yeah.
7:30 in the morning here. It's nearly 8. It's 8:20.
Yeah.
So yes. Have a
So
wonderful evening, I should
have
say.
a wonderful day and see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, Kim. Bye.